All right, good evening and welcome back to another episode of Seeing Light Through Darkness. I'm your host, Kylan, better known as Kai. And with me again this evening are my co-hosts, Miss Monisha, aka Mo.
What's going on?
And your girl Tequila, aka Kiki.
Hey.
All right, and before we begin, I want to thank our listeners. Thank you all for your support and supporting this podcast, supporting us. You can follow this podcast, Seeing Light Through Darkness, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. So just look for Seeing Light Through Darkness by My Mental Space. And you can also find us on Facebook and My Mental Space, as well as Instagram and Twitter at My Mental Space 21. That's the numbers 2 and 1. And last but not least, on YouTube at My Mental Space. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest content. All right, so we're gonna hop right into things this evening. So tonight we're not gonna talk about any specific topic. Tonight we're just gonna kind of let our hair down and just kind of speak freely. I know for me, it's been one of those weeks, actually a couple of weeks. So I just feel like doing some venting. So I don't know about you all, but I'm ready.
What's going on, sis? I got a good one for y'all.
Well, since you say that, let's why don't you go?
This gonna be a Q&A, okay? Gonna be a good one. All right. So, how well do you think you know your significant other or your spouse? Okay. So, does your spouse or significant other value and appreciate you taking care of them? As meaning, like, you keep things clean, you keep things organized, you remind them of stuff. You basically, take care of them. That's what I consider taking care of somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much do they value that, or is sex more important?
You want to answer that, Kiki? I'll let you go and then I can answer.
Well, for me in my situation, so I don't cook. However, he cooks and I clean. And he's always saying, remind me to do this, remind me to do that. And I don't mind. So I just think that's part of it. The relationship kind of goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
We got to reciprocate. As far as sex, now I'm the type, like, I can have it all the time. And he's the type where it's, he doesn't have to, because he appreciates the other stuff. Now, if I throw myself on him, he's like, okay, cool. Like, he looks forward to that. But like him throwing himself on me, we're more so like the intimacy, which is great because I've never experienced it. So, kind of new, but it feels good.
That's good. That's good.
So,
go ahead, okay.
Well, yeah, I think my situation is similar to yours, Kiki. With my significant other, is important. However, you know, he appreciates those things, because I do a lot. And to be honest with you, over the past few years, I want to say, maybe, gosh, I don't know. It's been a while. But I think he's always done this, but within the last, maybe, I know definitely 5 years, and it's probably more, it's almost like equally shared, you know, like with the cooking, the cleaning. Now I do more of the cleaning because I'm, you know, I you know, with me, things have to be, because I'm such an organizer and a planner. He is too, but I'm I shared with that OCD that I go through, so mine is a little bit more dramatic than his. So I think once he started moving more towards even helping with the cooking more and cooking, the cleaning, I'm sorry, it was, he noticed, hey, let me take some of that pressure and load off of you. For example, you know, the youngest boy and him have been sick. Well, he recently just got sick on yesterday. So the youngest boy, he was sick since last Wednesday. And I have not, he was more of the hands-on taking care of him, probably why he's sick now. But just this evening, you know, before getting ready to do the record, you know, the podcast, you know, I had gotten, made sure everyone had something to eat before I started to record, because I knew I was going to be, you know, tied up for a minute. And he said, you go ahead and, you know, just get some rest, sit down, you know. And I appreciate those things. And I think, and it's funny that you asked that, Mo, because a couple of weeks ago, I was kind of thinking like, you know, because I nag, I'm not gonna lie, some things I nag, because like I said, I'm such a, everything has to be, and I have to catch myself, you know, before my anxiety kicks in. But I was thinking to myself like, dog, you know I may complain about this or that, but when I look at other people's situations or I hear about it, it allows me to stop for a minute and think like, you know what? I think I'm taking him for granted and not even realizing it. And it makes me step back and say, you know what? That's not even worth it, because I am so, it makes me just want to hug him, because it's like, oh my God, I'm glad you're not putting me through this, or I'm glad you say, hey, sit down and let me massage you. Like I'm the one that has to think more of him, because he's always thinking about me. Always. He gets on my nerves. Yes, he does. And he is not perfect. But if I had to sum everything up, pretty much the pros outweigh the cons. And he's forever thinking about me to where it makes me feel bad. It really makes me feel bad. And to him, as far as intimacy, you know, intimacy is not just sex. Like I said, it's part of it. But he likes the cuddling, and we watch our shows together. He'll just massage me because he knows, like, if I'm sore from working out or just standing up or doing a lot, because our schedules, you know, we ripping and running here and there. And it just feels good to be taken care of. And to be honest, like now, I have to up my game, because I don't think about him like he does with me, and it makes me feel bad.
Ooh. I owe to you. I'm just Mo. This is good.
Yeah, because we were having a discussion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was, what's more important? How is love identified? And it's either is it identified through, number one, have to have sex, or is it identified through other things? Big topic. So it's just like, it's curious about what other people think about that subject. Is sex like, oh, that's the only way you can show that you love me is you have to have sex with me. If you don't have sex with me, you don't love me. Or is it, through, you take care of somebody by making sure that, that they good all the way around without even having to ask.
Right.
So, I was trying to get other people's opinion.
So
love the quality time in the PDA, and I ain't never I'm like, oh baby, this is new, but it's great. Like, it's a good feeling.
Right.
Really,
so
really good. And I'm like, God, and I don't want to take it for granted.
Right. So Mo, I mean, what is this? The conversation like out the blue?
Yeah, we sit and talk about everything. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, how do you view love?
Yeah. Well,
what's your view? We have to, really sit down. And it's so crazy because we've known this man for 20 years and never, ever have talked about how do you look at receiving love from somebody? Well, for me, not somebody, but specifically for me. And the number one thing is, if I don't have sex, then that means you don't love me. I was like, what? I was like, what? I'm like, come again? And I'm like, so let me just get this straight. So that's your number one thing. So I don't have to do absolutely, positively nothing. Nothing. Zero, zilch.
Yeah,
but just have sex and that says I love you. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't, because
it was an interesting
was it like his love? Like, maybe that might be his love language.
Yeah, but see, we had to actually get to that point for him to kind of communicate. That's what I'm saying. Like 20 years knowing this man, and never knew that.
No, we don't like to talk either. That's another thing.
And it blew my mind because it was just like, so Kiki, I've talked about it a little bit, but Kai, for instance, like when I first met him, I didn't know he had kids, but accepted his kids at the age of, one wasn't even out the stomach yet, and the other one was 1 year old. But I've always accepted his kids, so like, to me, that shows love, because I kept saying, like I told him, like, at the end of the day, I never had to deal with your kids, ever, because they're not my kids. I don't care if we got married, didn't get married. I didn't have to deal with your kids. That was my choice, and that showed you that I love you to accept your kids. He was like, well, we got married, so you had to accept them. No, I wouldn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Right. I don't. Like, I don't, because they have a mom and they have a dad. I never had to accept your kids. I chose to accept your kids because, to me, that shows that I love you and I care about you and I care about all the stuff that you brought to me.
Well, and I even think accepting that's okay. So accepting meaning, okay, I accept your kids, but accepting doesn't mean you're hands-on. You accepted it, but then it was hands-on.
Right.
See what I'm saying? I mean,
whole other level. So,
right.
Kiki, so just for Kiki's knowledge, we're gonna just keep her up with the stories. So since day one, met these kids or whatever, I'm the one at all the school functions. I'm the one back to school stuff. I'm the one they need this. I'm the one, can you come pick them up? I'm the one, can they go here? I'm the one they need close. I was for years. I was the baby daddy for years.
Okay, so for him, it's like you were supposed to do it.
So for him, it
wasn't so much like love.
It
for
was
him.
It wasn't love specifically for him. He was like, it's indirect love. You love my kids, but it wasn't specifically for me. I was like, what? It blew my mind because I was like, what? Yeah, it really blew it blew my mind. Like just to kind of hear it, and it's like when you hear somebody say that, and you like, dang, like I done dealt with a whole bunch of foolery for years. When I'm thinking that's how to show love to you, because that's something that you would be like, man, well, she loved me. That's why she accepting and doing this and doing that for kids that's not even hers. I ain't no kids.
See, too, that's where communication come in.
Because when you do that, that's accepting all of you. You accepting everything that comes along with that person. And you know what I mean?
Also, I was legit like taken all the way back, because I was just like what?
So that's what he was saying?
Serious?
He said that recently, like that's you had to like that was oh, okay.
Because we were just having a conversation.
Wow.
Like what does love look like to you?
Right.
Just a general conversation. We had the house to ourselves. Like we was here alone, so you can talk about all kind of stuff when you're alone, right? When you ain't got no kids, like you can just be free and open and talk freely. So it was, no, that's indirect stuff. It's okay, cool, you doing that, thumbs up, but that's not directly for me. I was thrown. I was like, well, I'm gonna tell you what love is to me, because if you're thoughtful, understanding, caring, careful with my feelings, careful with how I feel, you doggone, you cook when I don't have to ask when you cook, like you clean up if I don't have to ask for you to clean up. That's love to me. Like, that's love to me. Like, it doesn't have to be like a sexual thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's what you do. It's what you do when somebody doesn't have to be like, can you do this? Can you do that? Without somebody having to ask you, you just do it.
Right, because so that means you're just gonna be a butthole. Like we're just showing love through sex, and then when that's over, it's like what do you have? What do you have?
That's what I'm saying. But for him, that's the number one thing, because it's directly for him. It's just for him and him alone. I said, that's real narcissistic. That's why when you think about it.
Yeah, I can agree to that one.
I've been knowing you for 20 years. 20 years. Almost 21. I've been knowing this man for 20 years. I never knew that. So it was interesting to hear it.
Wow.
So how did that make
very, very interesting? It was a blow, right? Because like everything, right? I just do it. You don't have to ask me. Like with his children, there ain't no kids. I got one child, period. I got one child. But I just do everything, like for his kids, my own child, like around the house. He literally just started buying his clothes this year, his own clothes this year. and he's about to be 45 years old. He's 44-year-old man. But it was just like, that's what I thought. To somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So he
it's not like, I'm your maid, I'm your slave, but I'm gonna take care of you.
Right.
Yeah, you're supposed to take care of each other.
Like the word submissive, but that's when you have a man. That's what you. I mean, it's just like an automatic thing.
Yeah, you're supposed to take care of each other.
I don't want to be like, I ain't supposed to do nothing. I ain't about to cook. You go. I'm not gonna do it because first of all, like I don't want to go out to eat all the time because my stomach be hurting, right? So I don't want to go out to eat all the time. Like I want to eat in the house. So fine, I'll cook. Right? I want your clothes put up because I don't want you to get bit up by spiders because we live in the woods. I tell everybody, like, we live in the woods in this area. This is the woods. So there's spiders in your house, so you're going to get bit by a spider. So let me make sure your stuff hang up. Make sure your clothes is folded. Make sure the doggone house stay clean. Again, because I don't want to get bit up by spiders. Because if I don't vacuum, you're going to get bit by a spider eventually. If I do not vacuum once a week. We have spiders that bad. You know what I'm saying? So I do all these things, and then like when it's kids or whatever, it's like, make sure they have this. And these are grown adult children. They're not children. They're grown adults. I made sure they were in college. I made sure they had everything they needed to have when college started. Heck, I even make sure they have health insurance that I pay for. Let's get that together. See, I pay for it. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm re-electing my benefits right now. I pay for their health insurance. So it's like, all these things I'm thinking like, okay, that's what, you're supposed to do. But for him, it's just like, it's indirect, but it's not specifically for me.
Almost like you feel like that was your love language.
Yes.
So listening to you, like I said, how when I hear other people talk and whatever, I'm sitting up here like, I just, the week we've had, I don't think I could have picked anyone better to deal with all this stuff with me and go through life. Yes. Like as far as my life partner, because
it's so beautiful.
Like for real. Like he gets on my last nerves. That's just how you gonna have your little nicks and nats, whatever, but
people together.
I mean, like, and then on top of that, he'll take up for me, even against my family or his family. Like, if something, not to say it's a, that kind of drama, but I'm just saying, like, when it's something to stand firm on or whatever, he's like, no, he does not care. If it's my parents or whoever, it does not matter. Like, it's that united front that, we put are coming in with, like he's not allowing it.
Yeah, and that's how it should be. 100%. 100%. Because if I tell you somebody doing something, we about to go fight together. If I don't like somebody, I'm gonna need for you not to like nobody. We don't like that person. That's what we own. So he down for that.
Right,
mama. We don't like baby mama. We don't talk to baby mama. Right? If I don't want to talk to her, you can't talk. You don't need to talk to her. Right? But it's the whole what's directly y'all. It throwed me. It throwed me because I'm like, for 20 years, you could have told me this years ago.
What?
What's really? Now I'm not gonna say crazy, but for you saying that. Mine asked me about 2 weeks ago. We were just sitting there watching TV, and out the blue, he said, "What is love?" I'm like, What you mean? Like, what is love? And I'm thinking I'm like, actions, because they're showing somebody's love. And, because I'm like, I know he's like his favorite type of cake and all that. So we go to the store, you get there, that kind of stuff. I'm thinking that's love, action stuff, around the house, that kind of stuff. And he said, you can fall out of love with people easily. People throw the word love around easy.
Sure do.
He said, but for somebody to like you, that says a lot. He said, so I might not say I love you sometimes. He said, I might say I love you. I mean, I like you a lot. He said, because I think like goes a long way rather than love. Because people throw it up too freely. I was like,
Yeah, because you can love somebody and not like them.
That is
Right.
true.
That's what I'm saying.
That is
He
true.
said that you can do stuff, cheat and all that, but if you really like somebody, care about that person, you won't do that.
You won't do that. If you really, really like somebody, because you can love somebody to death, but that means you can't stand the ground a person walk on.
Right. I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't never, like I said, all the years.
Mm-hmm.
I said, wow. I ain't never been asked that.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, it's so important to, when the kids ain't in the house, and for you, Kiki, you got a grown adult child, so you lucky for that part. But when the kids ain't in the house, put the devices down, turn the TV off, and just spark a conversation, and it'll be surprising on how much you find out about a person. You like, dang.
We be thinking one thing and
about you.
Totally different.
Yes. Totally different. It was, y'all, it was
that's
definitely
conversation with our kids.
Yeah, that's
They thought they thinking process is definitely different now. They deal with a lot, even though we deal with a lot, but so
they deal with a lot.
Wow.
A lot.
And then
so, he was expressing affection to hug, and I don't like all get off me.
Oh, you don't like that?
No, I don't. You in my space.
Wow.
Oh.
You don't like for him to hug?
No, I give you a hug, but all right, I done gave it to you. Get out my space. Yes. You in my space. I give you a hug or whatever, but all right, I done gave it to you. Get out my space.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, that's it.
I like to be
hugged. Do you like to cuddle after sex? Do you like to lay there and cuddle? Or you like, okay, we did what we had to do now, let's go back a bit?
I mean, get off me. We can sit there and look at TV, we can kiki it up, but all right, you know what I think it is? Okay, this is what it is, right? Let me tell you why. Antoine, I'll just say the same. Because he is way bigger than me. So it's it's like a lot of person in my space.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah.
Mo. Really?
Child, it need to be a part 2.
Yes.
This is.
You don't like that at all?
You gotta have one.
Not one night.
I didn't say I didn't like it at all. I just don't like it all the time.
You don't like it all the time.
Let me give you a prime example. Okay. So say if I'm cooking, right?
Yeah.
I want to cook and I want to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Let me cook, get it done. Y'all can eat. Go take a I want to get it done. I don't like to be interrupted oh, come give me a hug or this or get out of my space. I'm busy.
Damn, Mo. Oh, wow. I guess I just wasn't expecting you to say that.
Or when I'm cleaning up, because I'm so blinders is on, I'm focused and I want to get it done. I want to get it done. I want to get over. I want to sit down. Don't interrupt me. All that. Give me a hug. Give me a kiss. All that. No, get out of my space right now, and I'll get back to you when I'm finished.
You know what? I'm kind of listening to what you're saying. Then I'm going back to when you said his love language. When you said it's for me, it's for me. It's starting to make. I'm thinking what he's saying is starting to make some sense.
It's selfish.
No, hold on, Mo. You see how
I think it's a lot about self.
But are you giving him enough attention? Do you think? Hold on now. This is a conversation. Hold on now. Now you done started. So we gonna talk about this.
I'm I'm one.
I know, but it sounds like it sounds like you may push him away a little bit, and that's why he focuses on that.
And so when he said this to me, this was not yesterday, the day before yesterday. When he said this to me, it made me say, you know what? It's because I'm too busy making sure this is done, that is done, this is done.
So y'all need a balance.
So I'm hearing you loud and clear. So you basically telling me, don't worry about all that.
Y'all just need it sounds like you need a balance. He needs to probably help you out more so you can, then give what he wants. But he has to realize that too.
Exactly. Yeah. So, ladies, this weekend, I did nothing.
How did it make you feel?
So today came. I watched my church. So church in at 11. I'm like, all right, y'all need to get up and clean up. I was like, y'all need to get up and clean up. Get these bathrooms cleaned up. Because I only use one bathroom. They go and pee up all the other bathrooms. So y'all need to get these bathrooms cleaned up. Y'all need to get these rooms cleaned up. Y'all need to clean up. I was like, y'all need to get up and clean up. So what I did was I came down here. I vacuumed all the carpet. And I cleaned the kitchen up. And that was it. That's all I did.
Did you like that?
It was. So seriously, y'all, like it was probably more exhausting to say. It's more exhausting to say. Go get that part done. Get that part done. Come back and redo it again. Pick that up. That's more exhausting.
You're gonna have to find a balance with that, because that sounds like what I went through. With this OCD stuff that I try to work myself through. I have, you got to put yourself in a place like if you gonna tell them and know that they're not going to clean up like you. So if you're telling them to go clean up, if majority, okay, let's say you tell them get the dishes out the sink. Okay, and like for me, getting the dishes out of the sink is getting the dishes out of the sink, then wiping the sink down, off, making sure nothing's in there, right? That's mine. If I ask them, they're just going to get the dishes out of the sink. I have gotten to a place where, it took some time. I'm not going to lie. It took some adjusting. But now I'm like, cool. Sometimes I say, hey, come back and clean it up. Or sometimes I'll just go ahead and do whatever. But that's an example of, I had to get to that place. Like if I had to realize they're not going to do it like I'm going. Even Brian, he not everything. Right. Some stuff, he might, but most of the time, no, he is not. But he is damn sure going to help and do what he can. Or he's running, or I'm sitting back doing what I'm doing, and he's talking to the kids. Come here. You need to do this. You need to do this. He has them. He's the one that put their schedule together. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you just have to. That's something that you all have to do together. Like listen, and then create that balance. It will come. It's not going to change overnight. It might not change in the next week or so. But you just have to get yourself into a place where you can deal. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. Yeah. Until it comes together.
Right. So this weekend.
And I understand about the cleaning too. Go ahead.
So, like, some weekends, like in the past, whatever, I'm like, y'all go ahead and clean up your space or whatever. Just let them clean it up. Fine. Don't really say nothing. But this weekend, I'm like, no, y'all are gonna like really clean up. Like you're gonna really clean up this weekend. Like really, like I made my child go back in that bathroom because I'm like, I'm not using it. So what am I about to do? Because I don't clean it up anyways because I don't use it. So I be hoping that it's clean. But this day, I said I'm gonna go behind you to make sure that you clean it because he's at an age anyways where it's time to be like, you need to be cleaning up your own space. So I literally made him clean up his whole room by himself, change his own sheets, dust everything by himself, hang your own clothes up, pull your clothes out, put your clothes up by yourself. Like, you do it by yourself. I'm not doing nothing. You can't get the sheets on there? Oh, well, figure it out. Figure it out. You get it done. Figure it out. But what I'm saying is, it's more exhausting, right? Because you have to remember, like, I'm doing this at work Monday through Friday. Like, I'm telling people what to do all day, every day. So it's just like when the weekend comes, I don't want to tell nobody what to do. I'll just do it. Right. But Monday through Friday, I'm like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you have to do it like this, you have to do it like that. No, you can't do it like this. Oh, Monisha, can you go back and can you look at it over for me? Okay, let me go look at it. Okay, change it. It's exhausting. That shit is exhausting. Like, that's exhausting.
Yeah. So you're like exhausted all the way around. It's like working and you gotta come home and then still be exhausted.
All the way around. So
yeah.
Now,
find some balance.
You gotta find some balance, right? So
right.
Will the big one help? He'll help. He'll clean the kitchen up all day long. And it's entertaining because I don't like to clean the kitchen. He'll clean the kitchen all day long and that's it. He don't want to clean nothing else. Which is odd. Don't you think that's odd?
I mean, not really, because that's probably easy for him to knock out and do for him in his mind. I'm putting myself in his shoes. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just.
I mean, I think it's odd. Like, won't clean up the bathroom.
No, everybody has their things. Like, I'll wash the clothes, but I hate folding them up. So that's probably along the same lines, in some aspect.
Because I'm talking about
that makes sense.
That makes sense. And we'll clean the kitchen up. Well, I always come clean the kitchen up. I always come clean the kitchen up. The kitchen be clean. I come back home from dropping my child off at school, kitchen be clean. Like, always clean the kitchen, but won't clean nothing else. I'm like, you make absolutely no sense.
Yeah, you just sound like y'all just need to create a balance, whatever. And, just go from there and see how that goes.
But to circle this back around, ladies, it's just amazed on how you think you know somebody without actually having a conversation until you actually have a conversation.
Right. Well,
I told my brother a couple of weeks ago. Like, you don't know. You can meet somebody tomorrow and y'all can get married and be happy for years and all this and all that. And you could be with somebody 26 years or more and still don't know who you're sleeping next to. You know what I mean? So, like, you can't say you don't know that person.
Yep.
That makes sense.
So true.
Because you don't know who you're sleeping next to sometimes. Yeah.
So true. So true.
So, in saying that,
how y'all gonna deal with that going forward? I'm sorry, Kai. Did y'all have that conversation?
So yeah, like we were able to actually talk for hours because my child was gone for hours. Like, he didn't So I mean, understanding was came out of that conversation. Glad we were able to have that conversation because never thought to even have that conversation in the 20 years.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, it's just a thought for y'all. Like, really sit down and talk to the person that you're really dealing with outside of all the distractions. Like, put the phone down and turn the TV off and ask one of them tough questions and see what response you get.
Right, because you could at least know what each other's favorite color is. I think, matter of fact, I think Kiki, I did not mention something about that to you a while ago about getting, knowing your significant other. I said something about, see what each other's favorite color is and, it's new for you.
That time I can't really remember yesterday. You might have did. You say you did, you did.
Yeah.
I don't.
Right. But I know we speaking of my conversation with you, I know we talked earlier in the week, because you had been kind of hit with, you know, some unexpected conversations yourself, and you were trying to get your mental, you know, keep your mental in check. So how has that been throughout, you know, the week? Because we haven't spoken about that since earlier in the week.
This is true. We have not. It's been good. My mental is back right. Actually saw her yesterday. And met the other person yesterday. I don't even, because I know it's, you know, I don't want to go there. I met the other baby mama too yesterday. So, and child. So, kind of awkward but good. But the situation is good. I don't want to put all of it out there. I guess we can talk about it off record. But my mental is good. I meditated a couple of times. So, yeah. Yeah. She's doing the best she can in her situation without running away, leaving everybody where they need to be.
Right. And I know that
got children, so a little different, but you know.
Right, with children. Yeah, because like I said, you know, when you are, you know, when you're living, when you pray and you pray to God as far as, you know, what your purpose is in life, and then you figure those things out, and, you know, things are brought to you, you know, the universe. I always talk about the universe. They be orchestrating some stuff, and you be wanting to say, what, now? Like, now? Why now? Like, what? Like, me? Yeah, you. You know, it's like, yeah, come on. This is what I need you to do. You know, and it's kind of like we have to take care of ourselves, you know, being, you know, and I can speak for myself, you know, being a mental health coach, you're talking and helping other people, but that's energy, you know, and that stuff, can, matter of fact, prime example, at the school where I help out at, you know, when I'm able to or whatever, you know, it's a young lady there, and she's 23. She'll be turning 24, and she's going through a lot. You know, she how can I say this? She kind of had to weather some rough things in her life. You know, she spoke to me about just even being in certain situations where she's had, you know, been in fights, and I'm talking about that type of life. Like, you know, kind of had to deal with the rougher side of things, and, you know, growing up feeling, you know, she didn't feel like she had the support that she needed. She has other siblings, you know, she doesn't know, you know, her, you know, biological father. I think she's run to him before, whatever, but nothing came about. And, you know, she just feels like she just wants, she's tired, just like anybody else would be. And then, you know, like I said, she's 23, a young adult, trying to, you know, it's hard. And, you know, she'll come in, her energy is like, it sucks, man. It sucks so bad. And when I first started going there, you know, she took to me, and she reminded me of me, like the old me, like, knuck if you buck, like, come this way, and it's on. And right. And you know, built this wall to where it's like, I'm building this wall because I'm tired of people running over me and try to come through this wall. You gonna get it. You gonna get it. And, you know, she talks to people. You know, everybody is older. It's a couple of that they're the same age, but everybody is probably like, you know, 40 and up. And she is kind of like, oh, if you ask her something, she demands all this kind of respect. You know, ask her nicely, say please, and all this kind of stuff, and da da da. And she and then, you know, before we had left for Las Vegas last week, she had, you know, like I said, she cool. She talks to me from day one. She was talking to me and telling me everything. Da, 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 da. She just took to me or whatever. And she said something. She's one of them ones, girl, talking all just. And when she said that, I said, look, I told her, I said, hey, no, just like this. No, ma'am. Cause you rub me wrong way, and I kind of walked on whatever. And I didn't say nothing else to her, cause we was getting ready to wrap things up. I was gone out of there, getting ready to, you know what I mean, start my vacation or whatever, my fun. Because this negative energy, nope. Okay, you know, get a lot, you know, go to Las Vegas, come back. I didn't go back. I was like, nah, I ain't available. You know, I need my time from whatever. I'm doing me. So, mind you, I go in, but I didn't go that Wednesday. I went in that Tuesday. I didn't go that Wednesday because, remember, I had my colonoscopy or whatever. So that morning, early that morning, I see she's calling me. You know, I didn't answer because I don't, to be honest, I really don't feel like, why, like, I'm not feeling you right now. Because the last time I saw you, you was on that whatever, and I didn't like that, okay? And then, she followed up with a text like, are you going to be here, whatever. I didn't respond. I don't feel like entertaining you or your energy right now. So, next day, go in. She meme up the same old stuff, just face all frown and look whatever. I'm like, ooh. I'm saying good morning to everybody, and if I'm throwing it up in there. If you said, you don't. I'm on, you know, whatever. Had to leave out. I was probably there maybe an hour 45 minutes. Had to leave out, you know, had to go handle that situation, you know, with the baby girl that I explained to you all about, and I'll get into that later. And, you know, did that. And so the following day, I did go, you know, went in. That was Friday, this past Friday. Same thing. Her face all turned up and stuff. I'm like, yo. Ooh. So I ain't even entertaining that. I'm sitting up here thinking to myself like, damn, I see what people was saying about me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo. So I'm like, good morning, we talking, you know, whatever. So I'm talking to the other, we having fun. I'm like, and I said something like, I said, ooh, it's about that time for Hallmark. Every day now, it's about that time for me, because around this time before Thanksgiving, I'm Hallmarking it. You know, I want happy, cheerful stuff, especially if I'm been feeling down coming into the holidays. I ain't about all that. You know what I mean? So then, I guess she's saying that everybody, and when nobody stun her, and everybody, you know, I'm talking to everybody talking to me, we laughing, we throwing jokes, jumping each other off, we just having fun. Girl, so then she kind of like joins in. I guess I said something. She's kind of laughed and she started the conversation. And then one of the other ladies walked in. She said something to her. And then she looked at her. She was like, oh, we speaking? Like, oh, you speaking now and stuff? So from there, she started telling me, you know, some stuff. What?
Girl, I'll tell you, I'm drained from you talking.
Right, like darn.
From the energy, right?
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. So protect yourselves. Go ahead and protect yourselves. Take a deep breath. Protect yourself. Protect your energy real quick, okay? because that's what I'm doing right now. Okay? Get whatever you need. Drink some water, ginger ale, whatever y'all need real quick.
She's doing
right. And she's young. And she's young. Okay? So we, so then she started telling me some things she's been going through and whatever recently, how she did whatever. And I said, look, let me just tell you this right now. Your energy is not, you bringing this here, it's unfair to everybody. Now I'm saying this in front of everybody. They still working, but they're listening. They can hear. Okay, but they still doing what they doing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, look, you, whatever you going through, let me say, right, because she was crying, whatever, and I hugged her first. And you can tell she doesn't know how to really accept that. Like, she leaned into me, but you can feel she don't really know how to accept. Then, okay, now let me get you told real quick, okay? I understand what you're going through and your feeling. And I said, and I'm careful about that because I cannot say that to everybody that tells me their situation, whatever. I can't say, oh yeah, I understand what you're going through. I can sympathize. I said, but you, my dear, yeah, I've been you. And I'm going to tell you right now, that did not get me far. Okay? I said, it's unfair for you to bring your energy to people who have nothing to do with what you're going through.
Nothing.
I said, you're going to have to learn. I said, and by you know, these things are coming at you because that's what you're attracting. Okay? I said, that's what you're attracting. That negative vibe. I said that negative energy, those are waves. Invisible waves that you cannot see that you're transferring to everybody up in here. Okay? And I said, so don't take it personal. I said, but they're protecting themselves. That's why they're not entertaining you. That's why they're done with, it's like they're sometimes feeling like they have to walk on pins and needles if they want to say something to you. And I said, but I'm not doing that. Okay? I said, for you, I said, I'm going to tell you like this. I am not going to allow you, and I was calling out everybody else by their name that was up in their athletics and everybody. They heard me talk you, him, this person, without saying their name, to talk to me any kind of way like you do. I said, how you be talking to these other adults and now, did you say please and all that bucking and all that stuff? I said, no, you need to pipe that down. I said, because the same respect that you're demanding, I said, the same rules apply to you, babe. They do.
Right.
And I told her, I said, I'm not afraid of you. I don't care. Right. You saw that fight. I mean, she has shown me fight. They probably on YouTube where I'm talking about whooping. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm like, yo, that's not cute. It's time for you to grow up cute. Now. I said, it's time for you to grow up. I said, because that's not going to get you anywhere. I said, and I told her, I said, yeah, I saw you called and text, whatever. I said, I didn't want to deal with you. I said, now you need to. Make her feel. Oh, she sat there.
I bet ain't nobody ever read her like
no, that. They haven't. And it got around. Word traveled. The incident that took place. Matter of fact, the director had asked the one that's under him, because she's the one that went to the other building and told him what was going down. He said to her, do I need to come over there? Because he knows her. Like, you know what I mean? And she said, She said, nope. Word had traveled. Because I'm like, and I said, you know what? God probably sent me here for a reason for you. I said, because nah, boo. And I just like how I'm explaining to you all, I told her, and she was just looking like she was looking. And I was like, if you want to talk more or whatever, that's fine. We can talk. I said, but you will not talk to me any kind of way. I'm telling you that now. I said, and I told you about, my oldest daughter and that kind of stuff. I said, same thing applies to you. I don't care who you are. I will, and I told her, I don't care who you are. Family, it don't matter. My mama, my daddy, my sister, my brother, my kids, my friends, I do not care. You're not going to bring no mess in my space. I run this ship, not shit. I run this ship. I'm the ship of me, and my boundaries are right here. You cross them, then you'll get dealt with accordingly. And I'm not talking about fighting you or whatever. No, I will make sure, and I said, hear me clearly, that you do not come up into my space. I said, because that ain't going to fly with me. And I said, that's not fair to all these people. So I was pretty much speaking on everybody's behalf. Because I'm sick of this. I'm sick of walking in here. I mean, so day one, I come in the door and you are just sharing the most. It's like, I don't even know you. And you got all this negative stuff, and you just going in about this person. I said, you know, that's not how you operate. I said, honey, the universe is real. It does not know right, wrong. It knows energy. That's it. You are bringing this stuff on yourself. So everything that's happening to you, that's a domino effect. That's you. You are in control of it. I said, and if people are wronging you, you don't have to act like how you act. Be respectful, still be kind, because you're not doing that for them. You're doing it for you, so you won't block your blessings. That's who you need to be focused on. Put them in their place, meaning set those boundaries. And then when you're ready to have, healthy conversations, because you got to work on you first before you can address all that, because you got to learn how to communicate and talk to people.
Right.
Okay? Just because somebody wronging you, you don't be, all that buck. I call it nuck if you buck, because that's fighting and you all up here and all. No, that's not how you handle that. I said, because guess what? You need negative. I said, let them work for you. Negative and positive works together. Just like your car battery needs a negative and a positive sign. I said, what do you think? I said, I know it's hard. I said, but you got to learn how to rejoice in it, sweetie. You have to. I said, because right now, you're the devil's best friend. I'm telling you that right now. I told her straight up.
I think that's why we're the strong ones. Because I have people like that energy. Energy is huge. Energy is big. And I started off saying, I know that's why we're the strong ones. And that's why we're able to handle people's situations like this. Because from time to time, like when I'm out and about, people just walk up to me.
Yes.
And just start talking.
Yes.
I'm like, okay. We have our conversation, say what they need to say. I give my 2 cents. And they say thank you and walk off. I'm like, okay.
Right. And sometimes you coaching people, helping, you might not even see that person anymore. You have to accept stuff for what it is. Sometimes it's going to come at you in all different ways, all for different times, for different periods, for whatever. You just have to first learn who you are. You have to pay attention to when the universe keeps throwing, certain things. You have to pay attention. But you know what? Like I said, you have to learn how to. And I said, everybody has free will. And I said, I hope that you take my advice. I said, but you got free will too. Just know, if you take this side that you've been doing, I got free will to have you up out of my space. Point blank. So just like you want everybody to understand that you ain't speaking because of this, and that, understand that we ain't fooling with you. Understand that. And that's all I got to tell you.
I think that was enough for her.
Yeah, she was smiling the rest of the day. She was still had her little going through, but she was just kind of being respectful to everybody and not whatever. Because I'm like, dude, no, ma'am. We ain't going to do that. Because matter of fact, she's not the first person. One of the older people, I had to share some stuff that I said, I don't like how you talking to me. I know it may not be perfect, but the way you coming off, so we ain't had no problems. We cool, but I just had to let them know how you making me feel a little, you know what I mean? Like, but I was not always like that. taking up for myself. Once I got comfortable with me and knowing that God on my side, and I ain't allowing nobody to push me over and do whatever, and I don't have to act like a-hole and just, you know what I'm saying, just block my own blessings. I had to learn how to do that and learn how to, to speak up for myself, take up for myself. No, we're not doing that. If you don't like me, okay, that's fine.
That sound personal. That's what I be saying. That sound like first problem.
Right.
My business.
Right.
Dude.
So, and I told her, I was like, we're all put on this earth. Everybody doesn't get it, as we clearly see. We're all put on this earth to help each other out. I said each generation before is supposed to be teaching the generation after them, and so on and so on and so on. I said, so me as a millennial, I'm teaching you, Gen Z, that ain't gonna get you nowhere. Hello.
Mm-mm.
But you got free will. You got free will. I'm just saying, just whatever side you choose, whatever door you choose, just be prepared for it, good or bad. Cause you keep on that nuck if you buck type stuff in the streets, all that kind of stuff. I understand. You know what I'm saying? I told her, I'm not all big and bad. I can stand my own ground. And yes, I'm tough, but I didn't come from the streets. So I can't sit up here and say, I know that part, whatever. I've been living in the suburbs and whatever, that's how I was raised. That's where I was raised. That's what I know. I'm tough, but I don't, coming from sticking razor blades in your mouth and doing all that. No, I'm not about that life. I'm not even going to sit up here in front and act like, man, I ain't scared of that stuff. No, yes, I am. Weapons, I don't want none of that brought to me. No, I'm a hand. Now you fight, fighting with your hands and toughing it out. That's what we're used to, but I'm not gonna fight you to kill you either. You know what I'm saying? I said there's different levels to it. So I'm not even gonna sit up here in front like it ain't somebody bigger and badder out there that would shut me down. No, I'm just protecting me, protecting my boundaries, and living the way God wants me to live. Pleasing into his eye. Now, whatever you want to do with you, that's on you. But you ain't going to bring it to me, and I'm not going to hang around you. That's it.
Right.
And I said, we can give you all the resources. I said, but also, that's up to you to pick them up, because I'm not going to keep repeating myself over and over and over again either. That's not happening.
Right.
And then after I was finished, I said, okay, so, I said, good. So, okay, let's get back to what you were doing. That's what I said. With my little hands, like.
The light transition.
Conversations.
You got it.
Oh, yeah.
You needed it.
Yeah, because I'm not going to have that conversation again. We can have, now we move on to different type of conversations to helping you, like with resources or whatever. I'm not going to explain that again.
And I for entertainment, because me, I'd have shut all the way down, and I'd have I can kill you by ignoring you.
That's what I was doing until she said something to me.
People like that be looking for certain people's attention. Mm-hmm. So they keep doing it until they get that person's attention.
She was like, "Oh, you the wrong one, but the right one at the same time, because you read her, you gave her what you needed."
And that was it. I'm not doing it again. And I explained that to her in there, where I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm not going to keep going through this now. Either you take my advice and I see you making those steps to whatever, and we move. But I'm not going to keep telling you the same thing, because now I've told you. And then for the rest of these people in here, hey, y'all definitely on y'all own at this point, because I done stood up for this whole entire department. Okay? I'm not saying you scared of her or whatever, but it's just like when she bringing that stuff, y'all just sitting back walking on tiptoe. Who walking on some tiptoes up in here? Not me. I will step on them toes before I tiptoe around them.
Say no, Miss Ma'am.
And guess what? You gonna say ouch. And guess what? You ain't gonna have them toes sticking out no more after I step on them. Because I'm not walking over none of them. You got them out, I'm stepping on them. Ouch. Learn my lesson. Not doing it again. I need to show other people with respect. Because she told me something. Come help me. I said, I'm sorry, are you asking me? Or are you telling me? Who you talking to?
Yeah, that's something that she's done went through and trying to deflect it off onto everybody else.
Yep, but she don't know no better.
Everybody's not gonna stand for that.
Right. No, that's why I said, God, and they said it. They said, thank God brought you this way to help us out for more than, what we needed. Like, seriously. Cause
you really could have took her from A to Z if that's how you was really feeling at that moment. And you could have really tore her down in that moment. But, of course, she's not thinking that. Like, you could have really tore her down. But you didn't. You took the high road.
Mm-hmm. They said I was nice, nasty. When word, how they can't, because the director, he came in there. He was like, he was just like, I heard, so that's why, when he asked the other person, do I need to come up? Cause, he knew when that, in his mind, he was probably like, oh my God. Oh no, ain't no drama. Ain't no drama, cause it ain't gonna get that far. No.
Right.
Nope. Nope. So,
yeah.
We
it could be real ugly.
Right. It's just like, and then after a week I had, the little situation, at school, the little accident, my child head being hit against that concrete wall, then her knee from basketball, and then now the youngest baby, he's just sick, and it's kind of like, when we were in Vegas. Before we got back, we were like, dang, we don't even want to go back home because it's so positive out here. The energy is great. We're going to get back to Atlanta. All them people complaining and negative energy. When we got here, all that stuff happened. I said, Lord, I think we spoke that into existence. I said, oh, Lord, we should have closed our mouth because, Lord, that's exactly what's happening. So we had to weather through that. We were like, man, okay, we're going to do the best we can. We're not going to complain. We about to just go through this and just rejoice and just keep it moving and look forward to a fresh week because, baby, I'm telling you, I was like, look, he going to say, he said... He said the other day, come out. The next break they get. What is that? Thanksgiving break? Pack y'all bags. We out of here. Cause I'm sick of all this negative energy. He's like, we going back. Pack your bags. I'm like, bro, I'm telling you.
It's good to take your family trips and just get out of your usual environment.
Yeah, it's like complaining. I'm like, y'all don't realize, you gotta realize, man. I could have laid and just laid down and let it take over me. You know what I'm saying? We both could have laid down and let we were hit. And then even my mom was like, what is happening here? When we text her, whatever, she was like, what is happening here? I don't know. I guess some tests. I don't know. Maybe we brought on ourselves when we was up in Vegas thinking we in a whole nother life. I'm telling you, honey, it make you forget about reality. I'm like, yo, it make you forget about reality. We was having too much fun. And come back to this nonsense. We like, oh my God, welcome home. But yeah, with that, I just have to, I mentioned this before. When I get like that, I really have to focus on the knowing that the light is there and focus on positive stuff, focus on things I like to do, whether it's one of my TV shows that I watch alone that he necessarily doesn't watch with me or whatever, something entertaining, because that stuff is hard. And it's kind of like once you focus on that and you realize, it's like you realize you up and look and like, oh my God, it's getting better. It's actually getting better because I wasn't focusing on the problem. I'm focusing on the solutions. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you got to do. And it's hard. And like I told baby girl, I said the 23-year-old, like I told baby girl, I said, look, you gotta, when you feel like, you know, you getting some bricks thrown at your butt and it's weighing you down, you can't get it. I said, you have to really surround yourself with positive influences. People that can uplift you throughout it and help you for real until you can at least try to do better on your own. But even still, you know, you still want to surround yourself with people like that, you know, because girl, you can't be around these people that are enjoying the company of misery. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. That company of misery, that hit it right on the nose.
So yeah, you know, don't
and hit it right on the nose because everybody wants you to be miserable along with them if they miserable. I'm not gonna do that.
Misery loves company.
Right.
I'm not about to do that. I can't be your company.
Right.
But not be your company.
It's a new day and age, and you're not about to suck the life out of me with that because I got to keep it moving. You got other stuff to focus on, and you know, like I said, it's the mind is a powerful thing. It's powerful.
That's why I had to listen to something. I listened to my word, some type of positive, personal development. Like everyone, I listen to at least 3 or 4 things before I get out of bed. Because if not, everything plays like in your mind, and you have all this negativity, not only from the things that you're going through, but you got other people's problems on your mind too. You can't do that. So yeah, you gotta work on your mind every day.
Mm-hmm. That's the truth. I mean, y'all, it's just, I wish I had a magic wand sometimes just to fix everything and everybody around me, but you know, I don't. And, you know, I laugh because I'm like, Lord, you done created a monster. I was a monster before, but I'm a good monster now. But I'm more dangerous than I was as a bad monster because I ain't tolerating nothing from nobody. I mean, nothing. They ain't getting away with it at all. Like, for real. Uh-huh. You know what I'm saying? It's like, right. It's like, boy, the worst thing, but the best thing I could have done was do that shadow work, get myself together, know my value and my worth. That was a wrap. That was a whole wrap. Cause it's like I don't even have the price tag on me. You know, shoot. It's like you can't even afford it.
Come on now.
Sorry, but not sorry. I'm just saying. Like, I'm one of his children. So, I mean, he's the king. So, yeah, this princess, you can't touch. Humbly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, you know, and I stopped. Yeah, I like nice things and everything. Don't get me wrong. I do. It's like, I like nice things and I'm frugal at the same time. So I guess that, well, I wouldn't say frugal. I would say smart about how, you know, I spend money or whatever. Let's just say that. Because frugal, people, you know, I wouldn't go that far. I would just stay with being smart. But I don't value the material things like I used to, because I've learned that right there can get taken away so quick, so fast.
Quick.
You know what I mean?
Quick.
So I like to take care of my things. You know what I mean? And when it's time to let go of old stuff, I ain't got no problem pushing it out, because that to me, that's letting the universe know, hey, we need new stuff right here to fill up this space. So, I need it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know how to operate now. You know what I mean? I get it. I get it. I don't worship the stuff. I don't ever look, we can get caught up into that materialistic stuff. And then I don't ever compare myself to anybody anymore, because their journey is their journey. My journey is my journey. Y'all's journey is your journey. You know what I mean?
Right.
And who knows? We can be looking at somebody who, they got it all. But we don't know if God giving it to them temporarily and about to snatch that crap right up from underneath them. So, I'm just saying. And I then with that, we talking about working on yourself. You'll be surprised at how much smarter and wiser you become just within your conversation.
So true.
Because you've educated yourself, and a lot of times we don't like to do that. But it's important, man. It's important. I'm so glad this week. It's over with. But one thing I was just so thankful just to even wake up, because I'm hearing too many 40-year-olds, or it'll be from people I know or don't even know. It's just like, and they're all 40, in their 40s now. And it's like, they're dying of heart attacks because of stress and having strokes. And I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? So it's like, come on now, y'all. We gotta help each other. We gotta help your neighbor. The neighbor is gonna have to want the help. You know what I mean? But it's important, because life is tough. It is tough, but it's, you just have to know how to get through.
Yes.
So, well, I guess we can start wrapping this up. Kiki, you got any any words that you wanna wrap up with? Kiki, you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. Last words. Ooh, we talked about a lot. I would say, have conversation with your significant other, your spouse. Make sure you protect your peace and your energy, because that's definitely important. And I don't know how to say this. And kind of separate yourself, if you can, from negativity, no matter who it is. But sometimes we feel like, we're close to this person, they need us. but are they looking out for your well-being as you looking out for theirs? So we have to keep that in mind. And just do what you can for you. Just do this about to be 2023. We can't be worried about he, she, them, they. You know, do what you got to do for you and your family, whatever your goals and dreams are. Because if not, it will mentally drain you, and they will be fine, and you won't.
Right.
And go into 2023 like that.
Exactly. I agree. Mo?
I think I said a lot.
I think you did too.
Tonight. I said a lot. I need more opinions, you know? You just, sometimes you just need more opinions because you like, dang, am I wrong? I ain't wrong. But, you know, it was good to hear other people's opinions. You know, my last final words is, you know, hear other people out. Because, you know, me with just thinking to myself, you know, how he'll come and clean the kitchen up with no problem. Maybe that's just something that he like to do, to be like, okay, I'm contributing.
Yeah.
Even though I'm going to need for you to do more than that. Because the kitchen ain't the only thing in this whole house. But I get it.
Yeah, but you all, now you've had that conversation, and you all can continue to have that conversation, so you all can create more balance. You know, it's not going to happen overnight, but continue to openly have that conversation, because neither one of you, I wouldn't say, are wrong. It's not a right or wrong thing. It's more of he's saying what, and then it's easy for us to hear you say it because we're outside looking in. He's basically telling you he needs more direct attention from you. You know, just, you know, thinking about him, you know, just make him feel good. It's not to say he doesn't appreciate what you do and that he doesn't see that. However, you know, because even like my spouse, you know, he even said, like, he mentioned it about your spouse. Dang, if I went to him, because they was both at the same store about 3 or 4 times that day. Ran into each other probably each time, minus one visit. And kept saying, he would come back in the house, dang, he is doing all this ripping and running. Now Mo hungry, he out here doing this, he out there doing that. You know what I mean? I think you all need to continue to have that conversation, because he gets wrapped up into his stuff that he's got going on. You get wrapped up into yours. And it's not that you want to necessarily ignore each other, but that's relationships. You have, that's why they say, right, that's why they say communication. Dang, did I just turn into a Jamaican? Did I just turn in from like a
very much time needed,
right,
alone,
right?
So, you know, just gotta get to that point. You gotta always stop thinking about working.
Right. That's why we had to force ourselves to Las Vegas. And we're going to have some more trips. And even girls trips too. But that's more to come. We'll talk about that later. But,
so that's all. That's what I have to say. Just, we got to just take time with one another.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. So, well, you know, I don't have too much more to say. I agree with, you know, what you said, Kiki, you know, protecting your energy. You know, learn how to communicate with anybody, with any relationship, mother, child, spouse, with parents, friend, learn how to communicate, and get to a comfortable place where you can be honest with each other. Tell the truth. Don't necessarily tell that person what they want to hear. If it's something that they need to hear to help them to better themselves, then tell it. It's a way to do it. You know what I mean? Don't have compassion. Learn how to have compassion. Learn how to have that sympathy. Talk to that person how you would want to be talked to. Again, that goes back into treating people how you want to be treated. Learning how to shh when the person is talking and not try to overtalk. That's part of communication. Learning how to listen, being an active listener. I'm still practicing that. And I think that's every day. We have to practice these things every day. It's not just, I got it all. I know it all now, so I'm good. No. It's every day. Learning how to, it's more of, it's not what you're saying a lot of times. Some things you don't need to be saying, period. Like, come on now, but it's like that was uncalled for. I don't care how you said it. You had those little things. But for the most part, in general, it's not what you say, it's how your deliverance, man. You know what I mean? Treat people how you want to be treated. I cannot stress that enough. Set your healthy boundaries. And again, before it starts with you. You have to make sure that you're in a good place, before you can address things that, or people that may have wronged you or whatever. Because once you work on you, and you practice those positive affirmations, you'll know how to talk and address, things from that point. You'll know. But it starts with you. Because I know whether I'm wrong or not, you come at me on some whatever. Now we both wrong. We're both wrong. So just take that, keep that in mind. And like Mo was saying with her situation, with her and her spouse, you see, they're learning stuff now. And she said after 20 years, well, good God. You know what I mean? That tells you right there, that should send a message that it is important to, again, this all goes back to communication. Learning each other's love languages, learning how you can help your partner.
Especially because we about to get to a stage where we're transitioning. We'll be transitioning out, no kids around. So we'll get to that stage where we're transitioning. Like, what does the next part of our life look like? Yeah.
What are you going to have when the kids aren't around? Exactly. You're going to just be looking at each other dumb? Oh, we ain't got nothing in common.
Right.
We ain't got nothing we can do together. We don't have nothing to build off of. Like, we didn't set anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's good to get back to what it was before, dealing with kids all the time.
Exactly.
Knew his kids, but that don't mean we collectively were dealing with them 24/7. That wasn't the case, but we dealt with them, but not 24/7.
Right.
So you should just be me and him all the time.
Right.
And it was fun.
Right. I agree. Oh, I didn't mention this. Speaking of, while we're on the subject, while we were in Las Vegas, we were celebrating our 11-year wedding anniversary. So, yeah, and we actually bought ourselves an expensive gift, and it is so well worth it, because you remember I said we did the where they what is it? where we did the oxygen thing to get that flow of energy and good oxygen and purification in our bodies. That was super awesome, I might add, while we were in Las Vegas. But they attach like the massager things. Oh my God. And you have different levels you can click it up to. Ooh, woo. Baby, it works. And they say it works for abs. Like it comes with like 4 pad things. So he can have 2, I can have 2. And we got it because we were like, you know what? We can do this. Like when we're watching, sitting in our bed, watching our shows, you put on 2 patches. It's just something else that we can do together. And then it works your abs without you even doing exercising. So you know I'm down for that.
Winning.
You know what I mean?
You winning.
So, but yeah, so that's all I got.
That's awesome.
It was really nice with you ladies on here this evening again. Just freely speaking, not anything about a subject in particular. Just freely speaking on what comes up, what comes out, however you want to put it. But until then, we will see you guys next time, or hear you guys next time, or you'll hear us next time. But until then, peace, love, and light. Take care and good night.
Bye.